to my channel. It's your girl Dabo, and today I'm here to bring you guys a fun and exciting video. Spring is finally here in New York City. I mean, we have bipolar weather, but for the most part the winter days, I'm assuming, are behind us, and I'm getting so excited because now I can wear less clothes, glow more, you know, drink mimosas, go to brunch, do my thing, you know. And in the midst of doing that, I want to look good, and so I figured I'll bring a tutorial for you guys on how to do your makeup to radiate throughout the day, even with oily skin that's not going to have you oily or just look greasy. So in this video, I'm basically going to be showing you guys how I was able to achieve this fun glowy look. It was so simple and so affordable. And also I'm going to be reviewing Fenty's new bronzers. I believe the stalk'rs, those are the names. I picked up the darkest shade, obviously, called Mocha Mami. So in this video I'm going to be letting you guys my thoughts on that bronzer and just everything glowy. And also stay tuned to the end. I'm going to be showing you guys a bomb ass nude for Body Lava, the trophy wife colors. So yeah, if you guys are interested in this video, keep on watching, and if you're new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe, turn on your notification bells. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and prime. Even though this is a glowy tutorial, it's very important to prime, especially if you have oily skin, to make the makeup last longer. And today I'm going to be using two different primers. I'm gonna first start off with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying primer. This primer is very mattifying, so I'm gonna go ahead and also layer and use the Honest Beauty Everything primer. This is also a mattifying primer, but is a little bit softer than the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I'm applying this primer to all my T-zone areas and my eyelids, because even my eyelids tend to get oily sometimes, and of course my nose, because that always gets oily. For foundation today, I'm going to go ahead and use the CoverGirl Matte Made Foundation. This is in the shade D90. This is also a mattifying foundation, but this foundation has a very nice velvet finish appearance, so I'm going to go ahead and use that all over my face today. And of course, I'm using my favorite brush, this Real Technique brush, to pack on the foundation. So I've applied the foundation, and one trick that I've learned in terms of having your foundation last longer when you have oily skin is do intervals. So this is one layer. It is a full coverage foundation, so I don't really need to go in with a second layer, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna do a second layer with highlight. So what I like to do in between layers is use like a tissue and just like dab off the excess foundation. This foundation barely transfers, but like the oil residue, I like to just like dab that off. Do this after the foundation have dried down a little bit. Don't do this right after doing your foundation, because then you're gonna drag everything off. Now what I like to do is go in with a liquid highlighter. Today I'm going to be using this liquid illuminator called Chocolate Drip by Miss A. This was only $1 and I really like how it looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some of that on the back of my hand and mix it in with the foundation, and this is going to be our second layer of foundation. So this is it right here. I'm just going to mix it. This is going to give the radiance that we're going for. I'm mostly focusing it on my cheek area. I'm still putting it all over. Now what I'm going to do is apply my concealer, and today I'm actually going to be using Fenty concealers, and I have the shade 490 and 480. So I'm first going to start off with the 490, and then I'm going to top it off with the 480. These concealers are creamy, but they're very long lasting, so that's why I like to use it in this routine. And I forgot to mention, in terms of like the foundation, your first layer of foundation doesn't really have to be thick, because if you're applying 2 layers, then you probably should go heavier. Then you probably should go light on your first foundation trial. I'm gonna use my Instant Pop eye brush from Real Techniques just to dab everything in. Next, I'm gonna take my Miss A sponge and just dab the concealer in. And since we're not doing eyeshadow with this look, I'm just gonna take the residue from the sponge and apply it to my eyes to balance things out. Next, I'm gonna go in with 480, but I'm just not gonna OD. If you find the Fenty concealers to be too expensive, an alternative would definitely be checking out Wet n Wild concealers. Those are pretty good. I know they extended the shade range. It's really hard to find, but when you get your hands on those are really good concealers to use. So if you find Fenty to be too pricey, you can definitely use that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set my highlighted areas, and I'm going to go ahead and use this Milani Medium Deep Powder. And I'm setting, and I'm not baking because I don't want an extremely mattifying appearance. So next, I'm going to use this Black Radiance contour stick, and I believe this is in the shade Chocolate Dip. All these brands call their things chocolate, I say y'all. But I'm gonna use this to contour, so. And of course, I'm using my Instant Pop cheek brush to buff that in. Now I'm gonna go in with this Deep Rose eyeshadow by Coastal Scents and just contour. And I'm using an angled brush for that. Alright guys, so now that I've contoured, I'm going to go ahead and bronze. This is the moment that you've probably been waiting for, and so today I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalk'r bronzer, and I got the shade Mocha Mami. I love the name, and it retails for I believe $30 or $33. I got it at Sephora, and here it is. Got a pretty packaging, rose gold. I love it. This is how it looks inside. I never really have had a bronzer. Honestly, if I'm being truthful, I've never really used a bronzer made for my skin complexion. I'm just gonna dab in, picking up all sides. Even though I haven't used bronzer, I know a lot about makeup. Usually it's supposed to be like contour, bronzer, blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it above contour. Okay, we're gonna try this again because I'm not doing nothing right now. But so I'm gonna go ahead and pick something up. I'm gonna go in because right now I'm not seeing nothing. So I'm trying to be Mocha Mami out here. So let's see. Okay. It's red, it's a little red. Let's see. I see it. I see it. But honestly, I need to pick more product up. Because right now I'm not getting the effect that I think I should be getting or was expecting. So let's see. Tell me if I'm bugging, because I'm not seeing too much of a difference. I see it though. It's not much of a redness. I see what it's supposed to be doing. It's like a light blush right now. On my skin right now, it looks like a little light blush. So I'm gonna go in with more. I'm gonna keep going until I see what I want to see. I'm gonna keep trying, okay? I'm gonna try for you guys. Let's see how it looks. Cause I want it to be known that I was stuck in the sun, you know? Isn't that easy? So I'm gonna stop here. And I already know what are my thoughts on this. And right now I can say it's an okay product right now on my skin tone. It's not really doing much for me, if I'm being honest. Maybe you guys see something that I'm not seeing on camera, but in person right here, right now, it doesn't look like I was stuck in the sun. It just looked like I walked by the sun. I said, hey girl. He said, hey back. And we kept the pushing, like, you know. It doesn't really look like, it's not giving me that bronzy effect. It looks like a light blush. So yeah, y'all know I love me some Fenty, like, but I'm always going to be honest with you guys. Makeup costs money, and that's my job, to be honest. So right now, me not like it too much, okay? It's alright, it's okay. I don't hate it, I don't love it. I don't think it's a product that I would keep. I was really expecting to be bronze, girl. Like, Ree, what happened? And honestly, this right now is low-key a letdown. They tried, but I'm not feeling it. So let's get back into the tutorial. We're gonna put that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and apply blush. Like I always say in every video, I like applying blush because it adds dimensions to the face. Being that I don't really find a bronzer that works for me, I always tend to go towards blushes because those create dimensions in my face without necessarily using a bronzer. So for today's blush, I'm going to be using this Wholesome Scent blush right here. It's called Valentine. It has like a plum look. It's very pigmented, so I'm just gonna add that to my cheeks. Ooh, I love it. It's so pretty. I see the bronzer here, but it's not really doing much though. Alright, so now that we've done some blush, I'm gonna go ahead and do some highlights. So I'm gonna first start off with the illuminator from Miss A. I'm gonna use a stippling brush. I'm not gonna put a lot. Next, I'm gonna go in with this rose gold highlighter from Wet n Wild, and I'm gonna add it on top of the wet highlighter. And being that we didn't apply any eyeshadow, I like to add some to my lids. To finish off, I like to apply some white liner on my waterline just to brighten things up some more. Now that I've went ahead and applied some white liner on my lash line, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara and lashes, lip gloss and all that. Then I'm gonna come back and show you guys the Fenty Lava dupe that's gonna have you glowing and smelling so good this summer for just a fraction of its cost. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I went ahead and applied some lashes along with some mascara and lip gloss. I used the L'Oreal Infallible lip gloss in the shade 815, Barely Nude. Alright, to set my face, I'm going to actually be using a mattifying spray, and of course I'm going to use the spray that I always use, which is the BH setting spray. Being that I have already illuminated my face and have highlighter on and it's already glowing, it's okay to use a mattifying spray because that's just going to lock everything in. So technically your face is matte, but it's also very glowy because of the highlights and also the process that we did. Alright, so while I was at Sephora, I did see that Fenty came out with Trophy Wipe and I was going to pick it up, but I was like, you know what, why even show it to you guys when it's so pricey, and I have my own version of body illuminators. So I'm going to be using this Golden Rose Essentials Body Glow Oil in the shade Golden Girl. This is from my brand, but might be a little biased, but it's a really good body illuminator. It only costs $20 compared to $60, and it's made with all natural ingredients. So these are things that are good for your skin, like almond oil, aloe vera, coconut oil, and shea butter. So I'm gonna show you guys how it looks on the skin. Do that, and basically just rub it in. And it also has like SPF in it, so it's really good for the summertime when going out in the sun. And that is basically it. This body glow oil can be found on goldenrootsessentials.com. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I just wanted to show you guys that it's definitely possible to do a glowy look with oily skin. And I also wanted to try out the Fenty bronzer, and I was able to do that in the video. Like I said, this bronzer honestly didn't do too much for me. I like that they tried, but honestly I feel like they could have gone harder. It's Fenty, y'all. Like, I have my expectations this high for Fenty. So yeah, that bronzer ain't cutting it. I feel like they need some more deeper shades. But in terms of everything else, like I said, following this routine is going to have you glowy yet not oily throughout the day. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bells so you know, like I always say, you will not miss no beat when I bring that heat. Alright guys, see you guys in my next one. Remember to live golden. Bye.